I hope you can see this old stone bridge. It runs over the Tuscarora Creek near one of the places I grew up, the ancestral home of my mom's side of the family, this being Concord, Pennsylvania. Concord, when I lived there, had no more than 75 people. It had had a thriving tannery business, tanning leather, that is, back in the 1700s and 1800s. It was located in a place called Path Valley. The Iroquois Indians would go up and down the path from north to south. This very place, this area of Path Valley, was called the Narrows, or the Narrows, in that part of the world. It's where the mountains came together very closely. We would cross this bridge and go into the town of Concord. In the middle of this town, there was a Methodist church right across from the ancestral home. I would, at times, play on the front stoop of that church. I remember one evening, memorably, as I was playing on the front step with the parking lot right off the road in front, a car, blue car, dark blue, came roaring into the parking lot so fast that it went up on two wheels, made the turn, and went back up the road again. My parents were horrified to see me in that much danger. And so they pulled me off the stoop and took me back inside the house, and I was forbidden to play on the steps of that Methodist church. For reasons that I have trouble articulating, when I saw the video of the president walking across the street from the White House to the church and hold up that Bible, I thought of danger. I thought of sitting on that Methodist church stoop and of that vehicle out of control. Was the driver drunk? Was the driver high? Was he just plain stupid? It was hard to understand what was happening. I have to ask, and I realize this is a tough question, what is wrong with this president? I feel sorry for him. I do. I pity him. In the same way as years ago I pitied that man in that car whom my parents judged so fiercely and totally, I pity this president. He's not a drinker, I'm told, unless he's just drunk on power. I'm not sure that he's high on anything or that he's crazy. But I do think he's terribly dangerous. Dangerous to himself, dangerous to the country, and dangerous to Christian religion. I don't know why he was holding up the Bible. I don't. I don't know why he would choose to drive away demonstrators in order for him to go into that church. I don't understand why he held up his Bible. None of this I understand. I think I must have left something behind in Concord, Pennsylvania. Over that bridge with the sweeping waters, the stones, the markings, the old brick. I left something behind in those narrow mountains, some innocence or naivete. But whatever it is, it has been reawakened. Or rather, it has returned to me because of this president. I do not understand this president. I do not understand political figures like him, or those who would take advantage of him, or would exploit our country because of him. I don't understand all of this. But I think, and I say this with all Christian charity, with all pity, I think he's a very dangerous person. And I do not think we can afford to leave him in place as our president. I hope the change will come without violence. I hope the change will come through constitutional means. I hope the change is allowed. I hope, however, that however it comes, the change will come. Years ago, in the small town of Concord, Pennsylvania, in the ancestral home, I sat on the stairs of a church playing, which should have been a safe place, and a dark blue car came roaring down the road, went into the parking lot, turned on two wheels, and left again. And I was in sudden danger. I believe that we are in this danger. But my hope and prayer as a Christian person, as a man of the church, I hope and I pray that we will be safe, so that we can, all of us, look back in history and in time and talk about the time we almost lost our democracy, with the Declaration and the Constitution were almost shredded, and yet we survived. And we can look back at the pictures and say to ourselves, we almost didn't make it. But by the hand of God and by our own efforts, we did. Amen.